This is the final episode in the Danchee Ridgerock build series. I've had a lot of fun building this truck, and just recently I put a whole bunch of new modifications on this thing. But you'll see at the end of the video why this is the last video in the series. But nonetheless, we're going to dive into this. I'm going to show you exactly what I've done to this. We're going to go hit the rocks with it to see how it does, and then I'll give you my thoughts on why I think this is the end of the Danchee Ridgerock build. So let's kick it off with the installation of the new parts, and then we'll see how this thing does in action. So I'm pretty deep into the front axle with the metal gear conversions. Here's a look at this thing. So it's got nice solid metal gears. These are heavy duty steel gears that are going to go in here. It's a complete set. Does the front and rear axles. You do retain some of the plastic components. So you do have your 4-bolt locker here. Remains plastic. You're going to use all your same hardware, bearings and everything. Fit and finish wise, really nice. So I'm going to load up this thing with grease, put it in the front axle, and then this will be halfway done. Alright guys, check it out. I got a complete front end here. So I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. I put this metal steering linkage on here too. This is part number 13864. It's kind of sketchy though, because I had to really dial out the rod ends here to get full clearance, to get full steer. I don't know how much I got left for thread in there, but I'm a little worried that this is going to come apart on the rocks. Hopefully not. Pretty solid linkage though. Beefy steel links here. Hopefully it holds up. Also put the Red Cat, the Everest high clearance steel lower links on it. These were highly recommended from the internet. This is part number 18084. These are lower links only. You don't get the Y link at the top. But again, nice thick steel links here. Perfect fit. No issues with these whatsoever. This was a direct swap, so that's really nice. So we are ready to go rock and roll with the front. Now I'm going to do the rear, and then we're going to go try this thing out. All right, my friends, here is the Danchee Ridgerock all completed here. Now to recap, let's go over what we did. So since the last video, we did the new steering servos. So we've got these 25 kilogram servos. Grab these on Amazon. I'll link them down below. Great budget servos here. They came in a pair with the aluminum horns. Huge upgrade here. We did the metal steering rods. I got these from Red Cat Direct. I'll link those in the description as well. I'll put the link for everything for the whole build in the description. We did the metal steering linkage, front and back. This is an okay mod. Really not happy with how the rod ends are so spaced. I'm concerned about how that's going to be on the trail. Underneath, we did the Everest 10 high clearance metal links for the lower links here. We did the metal gears in both front and rear axles, so we're full metal gears throughout. Underneath the body, what you can't see is that I snipped off the stock connector and I spliced in an XT60 so I can run LiPo batteries on here. One thing I also did was the shock mod. So in the last video I had no springs on this whatsoever. This time I've gone to an internal spring mechanism, and I learned this from a fellow YouTuber who did an excellent series on the Ridgerock build. I'll also link that channel down below because they were super helpful. Also took out the spring seats here on the shock so that the spring just sits a little bit lower on the shock. They're resting on the shock mount. The whole combination just gives it a really nice stance, I think. I prefer this over the no spring look. So those are the mods. This is where we're at. Let's go hit the rocks and see how this thing does. Budget build Ridgerock on the rocks here at Crawler Heaven. Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I'm super excited to get this thing out on the course after the upgrades. I've been running it a little bit, so I just get myself familiar with it. But let's go through some lines together, and I'll give you guys my driving impressions as we go. So I think it's feeling the weight too. It feels a little sluggish. It's got a fully charged pack in there, 2S LiPo, but it just feels like it doesn't have a whole lot of juice. Those metal gears and stuff are heavy, so we've added a lot of weight. A couple of sections like this I was really hoping to get through easier. There we go. I'm just having to work it a little harder than I was expecting, but getting it done. I adore the look of this thing now. Those metal links, the high clearance links underneath, the stainless front and rear steering linkage. This thing's come a long way, and I love those Endura heavy wheels. I think I'm finding those links do not stay in position though. They pivot a lot. And I'm finding the bend does not stay where I want it to, so I'm going to have to tighten those up a little bit. They do glide pretty well along the rocks though. Oh, that extra clearance is so nice getting over those sections. I get totally twisted up. That's why I love this thing. Look, just the articulation is so sweet. Another tough section done clean. Yeah, I still got to keep it in my mind how inexpensive this thing is for what you're getting. Trying some different lines here. I'm hung up a little bit on that rock. There we go. Oh my gosh, love that. It's just when it gets twisted up like that, I just love this thing so much. I get frustrated sometimes, but then you got to think about the total cost of the build and then the fun factor of this truck. Big trouble here. Oh, yes, there's that stripping. Also lost my steering link. Remember, just like what I was afraid of on the bench, that thing working itself loose. Have to tighten that back up. Back in action. See how long they hold up. That's what I was afraid of, was those things falling apart. I wonder if I load them up with some thread lock and let them sit. Once I get the desired setting, if that will help. I'm gonna have to try that tonight. I brought these stock links just in case. It's like something's gone in my front wheel there. That front right tire. Oh, bummer. What happened? So that sucks. I don't know if you guys can see that. It broke the axle shaft right there going out to the portal box. Can you see it? Thing's cooked. Bummer. Yeah, it broke it. Lost all the hardware and everything. Well, that's it for this thing today. So after that short bit of run footage with this thing, breaking the axle so quickly, super unfortunate. But now I can tell you why, if you haven't surmised, why this is probably the end of the Danchee Ridgerock build, is because I think we've reached that tipping point of diminishing returns, where anything else I put on here is just going to wreak havoc on the parts that it has. I just don't feel that the Ridgerock has the parts available to support these heavy wheels and these super grippy tires. It could just be that the portal axle kit may be the weak link here. So I think what I'm going to do is go back to the straight axles and probably throw on a lighter set of wheels and tires. I have these Louise RC CR Rowdy 2.2s, still a very grippy tire, but much, much lighter. So I think the next step is to go back to the straight axles, put the lighter tires and wheels set on here, and run it to see how it does. But even with the fully metal drivetrain, was still getting some clicking, some skipping in the gears. So I'm afraid that with this setup, with more weight and grippy tires that it's just going to strip out the gears even though they're metal. So as much as I love this setup, and I do love how this thing is set up right now, got to make some swaps. But overall, this has been a super fun project. Really fell in love with the Ridgerock after doing the portals. Even though the Danchee Ridgerock community is small, it's great to get feedback from you all who have these, and I appreciate everyone for giving me tips and insights on what to do to this. There's a lot of potential in this truck, but you do have to be mindful of what you're putting in it. Total cost of this build thus far, with the cost of the truck, is just about $400. Tires and wheels alone were very expensive on this build. I exceeded the cost of the truck with just the tire and wheels. Now, another reason for concluding this build is because at $400, you are getting dangerously close to axial Capra four-wheel steering territory. So for another $100, if you catch the axials on a sale or maybe grab one used on the marketplace, you're going to be able to grab one for right around $500, if not less. And it really begs the question, why would you sink all that money into this when you can buy the Capra, which is frankly a much better platform? But I don't regret this build. I've had a lot of fun with the Danchee Ridgerock. The articulation of this thing always puts a smile on my face. I just love how it flexes. And it's really rewarding to build this thing up, knowing that it came from basically just a step above a toy grade RC, and to see what it can do now has been really fun. But guys, again, thank you for your suggestions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of the Ridgerock build? And I will update you guys after I swap out the axles, go back to these tires. We'll see how it does. And as I mentioned before, I will put a list of all the parts with the links to purchase them down below. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.